What's up, y'all? It's Tommy here with Everyday Finance, and today I'm going to be talking about NAV and how you can use it to be able to grow your business. I'll also be talking about how I'm planning on using it in the future to keep track of my competitors as well. So if that's something that interests you and you're looking to eventually build out your business funding for your business, then you might want to stay tuned. Now, before we jump into the specifics of NAV, I did want to kind of just touch on what the benefits are of a solid business score, right? I know a lot of the times we understand it from the personal side, but I kind of wanted to touch on just a few points for the actual business side and why I think it's even more beneficial than it is in your personal credit life, right? One of the main things is obviously it's going to be a lot easier for you to qualify for a loan. So if you're in a situation where you are trying to grow your business, but you need more capital coming in, then you having a great business score is something that's going to be paramount to you being able to get approved for loans, especially with bigger banks. The other one is also going to be getting good loan terms, right? They're going to look into your business credit because that gives them an idea of how responsible you have been in your business when it comes to, paying back vendors, when it comes to paying back other types of credit that you might have had, right? So that's what it's going to make it paramount to it. Another thing that I think is great about just this in general is you're being able to just protect your personal finances, right? A lot of times people are, they're getting personal loans to be able to launch their business, right? And automatically in that moment, that means if something, let's say your business were to go bankrupt or was to fail, whatever the case may be, if it didn't work out, then now you're still going to be stuck with that debt, right? You're still going to have to pay that debt down because it was done from your personal credit score as opposed to through your business. And lastly, I think another big point that a lot of people don't ever mention is getting better terms just from your suppliers, right? Business credit's a lot more than just you going to the bank and getting a loan. It's about, when you're running a business, it's a bunch of partnerships, right? You have a company that might be manufacturing something for you, right? You got a company that might be supplying a certain component that you need. And all these different, partnerships that you have going on, they can have access to your business credit reports to kind of decide, whether they should offer you better terms or not. If I'm a company that, is always, my credit's perfect, my business credit is perfect, I never miss a payment, and I want to go leverage that, I can go over that to one of my vendors and say, hey, I'm going to need you to give me better payment terms. I'm going to need you to let me pay you, 2 months out or 30 days out as opposed to just paying you as soon as I place the order. Little things like that seem like they're not that big of a deal can really help when it comes to cash flow, right? Those are things that can help you be able to grow your business a lot faster. And it all just comes down to you having a great business score. Now, how does NAV come into play? So NAV is actually a business credit monitoring service that pretty much allows you to see your credit reports from all the major business credit bureaus. The way I like to explain it to people is this. It's pretty much like Credit Karma, but for your business, okay? So you're able to keep track of a lot of things that are reporting on your credit report, as well as you're able to see, it's basically like you're able to see your true credit scores that are gonna show anytime an actual bank pulls your credit reports, okay? Now, when it comes to the actual types of scores, right? There is the Dun & Bradstreet is using a paydex score, right? And it goes from 0 to 100. Obviously, the higher the score is, the better it is. So you want to get as close to 100, at least 80 or above, okay? When it comes to Experian uses something called the IntelliScore Plus. And that one goes 0 to 100 as well, and it's the same process. You want to get as high as possible. Now, Equifax has a few different scores, and they use the one that's reporting in NAV is the Business Delinquency Score. That one ranges from 101 up to 662. And the FICO Small Business Scoring Service, that one has a score of 0 to 300. And the minimum score that you need, at least to be able to get SBA loans, is or to pass the SBA pre-screening process, is going to be at least 155. Okay, so those kind of give you an idea. The scores are going to be different. They're completely different than what they're going to be completely different than what you're typically going to be seeing whenever you're looking at your regular credit score. Now, next, what I want to do is I want to jump into the actual plans that are available and in the end, I think what I'll do is I'll talk a little bit about how you can use NAV to get the most value from it. Okay, and it's not just a waste. But first, let me break down the few different plans that they have here to kind of give you an idea of what the tiers are. Now, when it comes to the plan, the first plan they have is the free plan, right? And this one just basically offers you a summary of your Dun & Bradstreet, your Experian, and your Equifax scores. Okay, it doesn't give you much information, doesn't give you the entire report, but it kind of gives you a general idea where you are with those bureaus. The next plan that they have is their business manager plan, which is $30. And this one, it gives you the full credit reports for Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax scores. And one thing that's huge with them is you can also now be able to follow up to 5 different business reports. So one thing that a lot of people don't realize is with business reports, they're actually public information. Anybody can pull up anybody else's business reports. You don't need to actually, get permission from that business to try to access their credit reports and see how they're doing with their lenders. So that's a plus with that plan. The next one is called the Business Boost plan. This is the one that's been getting really popular, and I'll explain here why in a second. But this plan, it costs about $40, and you're going to get basically all the features that you got in the previous plan. But the benefit with this plan is they actually report a trade line to the business bureaus, right? So now you're going to have an extra trade line, especially if you're someone who's just now starting to build business credit. Then that could be something that's beneficial to you, is having a trade line reporting. And the final plan that they have is the Business Loan Builder for $50. That is going to cover you. It's going to give you all the features that you got from the previous tier, but now you'll also get access to your FICO Small Business Scoring Service score. Okay. And the reason why that's so key is, especially for if you're someone who's eventually going to be looking for SBA loans, or you're going to be applying for SBA loans, this is the score that they actually see whenever you're applying through the Small Business Administration. Okay. So this is something that's going to be really key. If you're in that situation, you'll more than likely want to get the Business Loan Builder, pretty much their highest package. Now, when it comes to whether it's actually worth it or not, for me, I think if you have the intention of getting business funding, or you want to have access to better terms when it comes to, from your vendors and things like that, then it's worth looking into, NAV to be able to just monitor and improve your business credit. Okay. But the way I typically use NAV, so it's I find that it's not a waste, is especially when you're first starting off, you want to actually make sure that you set up your business info correctly first. I wouldn't go straight into a paid plan until I made sure that I had my business credit set up correctly, and I was actually having a few accounts reporting. So I would sign up first for their free plan. And if you're not sure what business info that you need to set up and how to actually get that set up correctly, I have a free business funding guide. I'll link to it down below that you can be able to access, and it actually shows you exactly what you need to do to be able to make sure that your everything's reporting correctly for you. Okay, but what you want to do is, once you get that set up, then you want to actually pull your business credit through one of their paid plans. You pull it through one of their paid plans so you can actually see what's all on your credit reports, and then that kind of gives you a starting place to get going. Okay. Now, more than likely, what I'll end up doing in the future is I'll just keep on one of their higher tiered plans, especially with the fact that you're able to monitor different competitors. I think that's key, right? If I can know that one of my competitors is over leveraged or is having access to credit and with a certain a bank, maybe I can either reach out to that bank and try to get similar access to similar types of credit, or it might give me an idea like, hey, they're not paying their bills. Maybe they're in a situation where they're struggling, and it can lead to something where, in the future, if I want to, if I'm trying to merge with competitors, I know, oh, this competitor here is having cash issues. Maybe I can come in and try to buy them at this point, right? Little things like that, right? Things that you want to kind of start thinking at a higher level. And I think that's what is really key, especially whenever you start having access to business credit. Now, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope that at least told you a little more about a little more of an idea of what I think about NAV and how I plan on using it in the future. I'll link to NAV down below. That way you can have access to it. I actually have a partnership with them. I started a partnership once I started using them for myself. And if you click down below, it's a great way for you to be able to support the channel through our link. Okay, so feel free to check that out. It'll be down in the description below. Okay, now also, if you found value in this video, be sure that you throw a like on this video so I know I'm heading in the right direction. Also, make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my future videos as well. Alrighty, so that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I will see you at the next one. Peace.